Hey, what's going on, everybody? Hope that you're doing well. Sorry I haven't made a video lately. I've just been really busy with life and, work, and you gotta pay those bills, and, you know, otherwise you just can't do things. But I was at work the other day and I was thinking, hey, what kind of video could I make for you guys? And I've been using the Essential Graphics panel inside of Premiere a lot lately, and it's been saving me a lot of time. I just make my template inside of After Effects and then go over to Premiere, put it in my timeline, and then I'm good to go. So I'm going to go over that today and teach you guys some tricks and see how you can make your own templates. So let's go ahead and take a look. So when I'm at work, I'm making a video for a client, and I usually use a lot of text animations or transitions, and I realized I kept going back to After Effects, and then I decided, hey, why don't I start making some templates and putting them inside of the Essential Graphics panel, and that way I can just drag them to my timeline in Premiere, and I don't have to keep going back to After Effects. And that actually sped up my workflow, and so I'm not going back to After Effects that much. So I'm going to teach you guys how to make your own templates inside of After Effects. So right now I have After Effects already open, and what we're going to do is we're going to create a new composition here, and I'm going to leave it what I have it at as 1920 by 1080. You just set it to whatever you'd like, and we're going to create this comp. And so I'm going to go ahead and just add a background, and let's just make it, I don't know, some type of color. Yeah, that looks good right there. And I'm going to go ahead and add some text here, and we'll just say text. And first thing that we want to do actually is just choose whatever font you want. I'm going to just leave it at this default one that was already chosen. And we're going to go ahead and align our text here. And so we're going to center it all up. Great, that looks perfect. And so what I want to do is I want to add some type of animation to it. So I'm going to go to my effects and presets. I already have bounce typed in here, and I want the text bounce. And so we're going to go ahead and add that to our text here. And as you can see, it bounces down, but I don't want it to start right here. So we're going to make some adjustments here. I'm going to go to my text layer here. I'm going to twirl it down and go to the text. And I have this animator 1 right here. So if I twirl that down, it gives me a position. And I'm going to drag this position so it's off the screen at the top. That looks good. And so now when the text comes down, it comes to the middle, but it comes from the top where nobody can see it, which is great. That's what I want. And now what we're going to do is we're going to adjust some settings here. It takes about, 4 seconds for this animation to happen. I want it to take like 2 seconds for it all to finish. So we're going to adjust the bounce frequency here and wait until it stops there. So that's 9.4 there. And so let's take a look here. That looks great. And so let's say we want to add this to our Essential Graphics now and just make a template. So what you can do is go to the Essential Graphics window here, or if you don't have it already open, you go to Window and choose Essential Graphics. And so now what you need to do is actually go to the master here, and it says select a composition. We're going to select ours, mine is comp 2, and I'm going to give it a name. We're going to call this text bounce. And the next thing we're going to do is hit the solo supported properties. This is going to give us all these properties down here, and it's basically what we can add to our template. And so first thing I want to do is I want to add the source text, so we can change that later in Premiere, so we can name it whatever we want. You can also just rename it right here, so if I wanted to change it to Jared, I could do that. And it updates right there, but let's go ahead and just leave it to text. Next, what we want to do is, I think I want to add a fill to this, so maybe I can change the color of it later. So let's go ahead and go to animate, and we're going to add a fill color. And let's go ahead and just change the color now. I don't really want it to be that red, so we'll have it like that. And what we can do is add this fill color up here as well, so you can change that later. So we know that this is for the text up here. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to add the bounce effect into our template here. I'm going to first add a comment and call this bounce effect. And we're not going to put any comments there. I just want to break it up to make it a little bit more organized. So what we're going to add is our bounce frequency here. Now notice how it adds it as a slider. I don't want it to just say slider. I want it to say what it actually is. There we go. And let's go ahead and add all of the other ones here. So we're going to go with bounce character delay, we're going to go with bounce decay, and bounce start. And let's go ahead and rename all of these. Now I have all my bounce effects in my template here, and I think that's about it. I don't know if there's anything else I really want to add. I guess we could add the opacity, but I don't think I really want to because I can always change that in Premiere as well. So here's our, our template. And we can go to Export Motion Graphics Template. And first you need to save your project if you haven't already. So let's go ahead and save ours. And I'm going to just name it Untitled Project because I'm going to delete this later. So let's save that. Great. And it's going to save to our Essential Graphics here. You can also choose any one of these to My Library or a local drive, so you can choose where you want it to save. You also have these compatibility warnings here, so if the motion graphics template uses a font that's not available in Typekit, it's going to give you a warning about that. It also gives you a warning here if After Effects needs to be installed in order to customize the motion graphics template, so you can have those checked or not checked. I usually leave them checked because sometimes I'm working on different computers and I need to know those things. So let's go ahead and hit OK. And it gives me this because I have one of my things set to Cinema 4D. I'm going to just go ahead and hit OK here. So it's going to save that, and let's go ahead and open up Premiere now. So what we're going to do inside of Premiere here is we're going to create a new sequence. I'm going to just go with whatever that setting is. And let's go ahead and go to Essential Graphics. If you don't have it open already, you go to Window and click Essential Graphics. And so what we need to do is go to the Browse section here, and we're going to find our text bounce here. I have a few other ones. There are some preset ones already made. You just go ahead and check those out, but let's go ahead and go with the text bounce here. And we're going to drag that into our sequence. And as you can see, there it is. And it plays back just fine. And it takes 2 seconds for that to happen. So let's say we want to change the text and change some of the settings. So I'm going to select the clip here, and it should bring up in the Essential Graphics where my settings were that I added. I'm going to go ahead and change the text. Let's say, yeah, that's some good text right there. And we're going to change the color as well because now I feel like I don't like that color. Let's go with a darker red. Yeah, that seems good. And let's go ahead and change the frequency so it takes a bit longer for that bounce to happen. And let's play that back. So it takes about, 4 seconds for all of that to happen? Which is pretty awesome. What I like about creating templates is that I can just always go back to it. I can add some more of these in here if I need to. And, just keep going with them because it's kind of boring when text is just there, sitting there. You kind of want to have something, you kind of want to have stuff moving around because it's more entertaining. And so there's our piece right there. Let's go ahead and check it out. And I'm going to go ahead and go to my browse. Let's go ahead and add maybe this here. I have a 3-block transition that I created. So I'm going to throw that up here. I'm going to zoom in here so I can take a look, and let's say it starts right there. So let's go ahead and play that back. Wow, that looks amazing. Okay, that was a little late. Let's go ahead and try that again. There we go. So that's kind of the Essential Graphics panel there. So the reason why I like these templates is because it's much faster in my workflow. I can just go to my Essential Graphics here and I can just drag them in and it just adds them there. You might have to render it, but it's a lot faster than having to go back to After Effects and make all the changes there. But I hope that this helps you in your workflows and speeds things up for you. But thanks for watching this video, guys. I hope that this helped you in your workflow. Hit that like button if you like this video. Subscribe if you haven't already. And I'll catch you on the next one.